Hey girls, get your orange chicken and your Sonic ice ready. So this is my long overdue video on Amberlynn Reid. So I've been watching Amberlynn for, it's gotta be like 10 years now. And I'm not gonna become a reaction channel yet, maybe. I don't think so. But I feel like I really want to make a video about Amberlynn because why not? Okay, for those of you who don't know, so to sum up, pretty much 10 years of Amberlynn's social media presence on YouTube can be summed up in like three words: hectic, train wreck, and lolcow. Imagine if My 600-Pound Life and the L Word were a psychological thriller. That's pretty much Amberlynn's content. Now, if you watch her actual videos, they're pretty mundane. Like, she just does, vlogs, like Target hauls, and she goes to bingo, she plays Legos, not much going on there. The juicy tea really gets spilled in her comment section and by the reaction channels, which is the huge community of people online who are dedicated, and I mean dedicated, to gossiping and shit-talking about her scandalous life. So my personal fascination with Amberlynn is pretty complex. It's beyond hate watching because I feel like even though she's so problematic, I'm so accustomed to her now after all these years that even though I'm low-key hoping for her downfall, I also truly don't want anything seriously bad to happen to her. But I am, to be honest, I am entertained by her constant failures, but also I'm frustrated that she's the only one who's standing in her own way. So, at the time of this video, her ex Beck has already come out with some pretty crazy revelations, some of which we already knew / suspected. Her constant pathological lies. For those of you who don't know, she lied about a previous ex SAing her. And she also tells a bunch of little pointless lies as well about like her weight loss journey, whatever, nobody cares about that. But what I'm more interested in is the revelations about her controlling her partners, manipulation, animal neglect. The list goes on and on and on. And the literal ass wiping. Yes, she actually forced, I would say coerced, her ex Beck into helping her with her hygiene as well. And recently that same ex Beck has come out and said that how Amberlynn also pretty much took Beck's inheritance money, which is just shocking, and forced her to play some pretty crazy choosy games for days, which is pretty hilarious. My opinion is that Amberlynn is such an extreme narcissist and master manipulator that she thrives on attention, even negative attention. Like, she wants desperately to be loved and taken care of. For example, the situation with Beck. And her hygiene. So Amberlynn has money. She could have easily hired a nurse or a professional caregiver, and she had more than enough money to do so, but that wouldn't have given her the narcissistic supply that she was craving. I'm sure Beck might have volunteered to help her in this way because Beck is a very soft-hearted person. She's a very kind person, and that just goes to show that if you are too nice and if you lack self-esteem and boundaries, people will take advantage of your kindness and they will see your kindness as a weakness. So I'm not saying be a bitch, but be smart. First of all, I think she got a kick out of controlling and manipulating Beck into doing these things. And I also think she wanted to test Beck to see if Beck would truly do anything for her and really be like a ride or die. I also think she kind of secretly enjoyed humiliating Beck and putting Beck in a very uncomfortable position. And she probably felt entitled to this kind of caregiving from a partner, because we know Amberlynn is a perpetual victim. One of her nicknames online is Victim Lynn. Her behavior also suggests that I'm not the first person to say this, but her behavior also suggests that she feels superior to Beck in some way. Like, she feels like she's too good for Beck, like she's the pretty one in the relationship, or I don't know, she's like, I don't know what she thinks, but I do think that she does think she's better than Beck for some bizarre reason, which is so hilarious because we all know that it's actually quite the opposite. I've always been Team Beck. Okay, so here's my hot take on Amberlynn. This is a very controversial opinion, but I've been watching her for years. I'm no expert, but I like to think, I like to think I am an Amberlynn expert at this point. In my opinion, I feel like Amberlynn would be with a man 100% if she was in a different place psychologically and emotionally, if she was in a completely different emotional and psychological state. I say that because I truly feel like she targets a specific demographic of women because in general, women are easier to control, they're easier to manipulate, they're more likely to feel empathetic towards her, and women are more likely, like, let's face it, women are more likely to go above and beyond in a relationship. And so I think it's just easier for her all around. And she has denied this so many times, but let's be real. Could any of us really see Amberlynn with a guy? I mean, it's possible. Like, there's plenty of women on, My 600-Pound Life that have men that like take care of them. But I don't know. I feel like those are very different dynamics. And with Amberlynn, it's like she has to be the dominant one in the relationship and really call the shots. And I don't know how many men are really, really, really into that. Like, there are men who are definitely into that, but like, how many of those men would also be interested in Amber? You know what I mean? My other hot take is that both her fans and her haters are inadvertently enabling her behavior and encourage her behavior by giving her attention, views, and therefore money, myself included. It creates this codependent cycle with her and her audience in which she will never change because she doesn't value her health and she doesn't want to get a real job, and we're addicted to the train wreck and chaos that is her life. So what was the purpose of this video? Well, I think the lore of the Amberverse can really serve as a cautionary tale for those of us who seek to really excel at life. Amberlynn Reid is sadly not the main character of her own life, for the following reasons. First of all, she lacks self-awareness, and therefore she can never grow, change, or improve. So how does one become self-aware? Well, you do that by going out, touching grass, meeting people, being educated, having a job, just getting out in the world. She doesn't leave her home, and she's chronically online, so no wonder she lacks self-awareness. Number 2, she's not strategic in how she presents herself and her public image. She overshares in an attempt to get views and pity and relatability points and basically trauma dumps on her audience. And that only works for you if you're not a narc. But of course, she doesn't know she has a problem, so she'll never fix it. Another reason why Amberlynn is not the main character of her own life is that she's not selective with who she allows into her life. And that's no shade towards Beck specifically. You guys know I'm Team Beck, but it's more so towards her recent exes like Wipey, Jade, and Tommy. I really feel like those two were fetishists, like, let's just be real. The fact that she jumps from one relationship to another in record time, sometimes often overlapping with the past relationships, shows that she is desperate, and that almost never yields good results. I think she really got lucky with Beck, in my opinion. I think Beck was a very good partner to Amberlynn, even to the point of being an enabler. Also, to be a main character, you need to be around people who motivate you and inspire you to be the best version of yourself. For example, being in a corporate setting, going to an Ivy League school, even something as simple as going to a fancy restaurant will put you in a different category of people. Rather than having a competitive mindset, Amberlynn has a mindset of she chooses instead to be around people who she doesn't feel threatened by. So she chooses to be around certain people that she feels comfortable around. It doesn't facilitate growth or personal development. Lastly, Amberlynn is not the main character of her own life because she's easily triggered and rage baited by people on the internet. Instead of being unbothered and just living her life, our girl is out here reacting to reaction channels, coming up with new lies to cover up her old lies, and responding to every new allegation that comes out. So that's it for this video. There's really so much more that I could cover. The Amberlynn iceberg goes very deep, so maybe I'll make a part 2. You know, I always think that there's no way the Amberverse could get wilder or crazier, and I just keep getting surprised over and over again. So we'll see what the future holds. Let me know what you think. Like, subscribe for more content like this, and remember, you are an entitled princess and the main character. Bye!